We're currently in an ABC 17 Storm Track weather alert day and is going to be set to expire at 7 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon. Now, taking a look at what to expect right now, currently seeing those winter weather alerts. Now, kind of divided into two different sections here in mid-Missouri. You see a winter storm warning effect for northern counties across portions of mid-Missouri. The rest of that in the purple is going to be a winter storm advisory, but we're starting to see more of these warnings moving off to the southeast as we approach a little bit closer to this actual event. Now this afternoon, if you have any traveling to do, get it done a little bit on the earlier side as we're seeing that snow switching back to heavier bands during the later afternoon hours. So 2 p.m. is when we start to see a little bit more of a mix. Temperatures continue to cool down, and that means that travel impact's going to be back towards medium as we could see some slushier snow on many roadways and even accumulating snow on grassy and elevated surfaces, but going to be a little bit dicier this afternoon. Taking a look at the ABC 17 Storm Track feature track, mostly showers until we head off, like I said, a little bit closer to 2 p.m. That's when we see those temperatures at the surface to get cool enough to start to switch back over to a mix across many areas. You're seeing these heavier blue bands. Could be seeing some decent snowfall total rates, but down off to the southeast, those temperatures a tad bit too warm until we get off into the later overnight hours. So a lot of the snowfall, including into the evening hours, going to be kind of heavier off to the northwest as that freezing line will continue to shift off to the southeast. So Jefferson City going to be looking at closer to a mix at 6 p.m., but off to the northwest, going to be mostly snowfall as we head throughout the overnight hours. That freezing line continues to pull off to the southeast, so continuing into the overnight hours, still seeing those heavier bands of snowfall. Then a lot of that drifting back off to the north, going to be looking a little bit drier. This is due to the center of low pressure system and its location. So going to get a little bit of quiet time as we head off into the late overnight hours and early tomorrow morning. But some areas off to the northern Missouri still going to be expecting to see pretty much continuing snowfall. Now looking into midnight, so snow still off to the north. A lot of areas looking drier. Could see a little bit of rain mixture off to the east back towards Montgomery and Gasconade counties. Then as we head off tomorrow morning, we'll start to see a slight mix off to the northwest and a little bit of moisture dipping back into the region. Eventually going to start to see that mix surging in across portions of southwestern Missouri. And the heaviest bands of snowfall totals for much of mid-Missouri, including back towards Columbia and Jefferson City, going to be closer to early portions of tomorrow afternoon, so 2 p.m. Increased snow showers as temperatures at this point going to be below that 32 degrees mark. This will be lingering into the evening hours, so still seeing a decent amount of snowfall across much of the area. And eventually, it pushes off to the east, still seeing a little bit more on the back end side of this, back towards Montgomery and Gasconade County. But as we head closer to midnight, most likely only going to be seeing some light flurries across very few portions of mid-Missouri as all that moisture is sucked back off to the east. Now, snowfall totals, this is going to be for the entirety of the event. So beginning this afternoon all the way until Tuesday evening, here's what you can expect across much of mid-Missouri. So you're seeing kind of the tail of the freezing line. So down to the southeast, that's when we're going to be seeing a lot of that switching over a little bit later because temperature is going to be kind of holding out just above freezing. But the heaviest bands of snowfall for much of mid-Missouri going to be expected Tuesday afternoon into the evening hours. Here's what we're looking like here in Columbia. 1 to 5 inches. A little bit further to the south, including Jefferson City, about a trace to 3 inches. Now, with this being said, you're seeing some of these heavier totals down to the southwest, but keep in mind, this is going to be the overall snowfall. So that means that we could get a little bit of snowfall accumulating into this afternoon, but if a little bit of rainfall gets back on top of that and melts it back off, well, it might not be just 3 inches by the end of Tuesday evening for portions of mid-Missouri. So this is going to be the kind of heavier totals across much of the region, the heaviest bands off to the northwest. So if you have any traveling, might be better just to kind of hold off today and tomorrow until you get off a little bit closer into Wednesday, where MoDOT and your local cities are going to have a little bit better timing for the system. But greatest uncertainty going to lie off to the north, kind of where that freezing line is going to be mixing. That's when we're going to be seeing the heaviest kind of bands of moisture, though, across portions of mid-Missouri. Now, this weather alert day, like I said, going to be until 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Then we head off into Wednesday and Thursday on a drier note. Seeing more chances for a wintry mix in snowfall as we head off into Friday. Look at those temperatures, folks. The cold weather is going to be here as we head off into this coming weekend. Going to be seeing highs into lower 20s. And yep, that is not an error, folks. Lows back into the single digits as we head off into the weekend nights here in mid-Missouri.